What's up, guys? It's Geo back for another episode of Omega V Alpha Sapphire News. In the last episode, we broke down the screenshots and whatnot, but that was a while ago, so we're more kind of focused on what's going on right now. Nintendo did drop a bit of new information about Mega Sabeleye, and like I could just make like a reaction video, but I'm actually gonna try to break it down a little bit and talk about what impacts this info is going to have on the meta and whatnot. So, the new info that was dropped about Mega Sabeleye says that, okay, so Mega Sabeleye is going to retain its Dark Ghost typing, which is pretty good because it's only one weakness, the Fairy, and, you know, it's whatever. But rather than keep any of the abilities that it has, which would be Prankster, which would be absolutely terrifying, it actually gets the ability Magic Bounce. And it also says that it gets increased defense and special attack stats, but decreased speed. So, what does this mean for the metagame? Well, first of all, you're going to have the same like different types that deal with Mega Sabeleye, because you're going to have fairy types that are the primary way of dealing super effective damage to Sabeleye. However, it's not going to be that simple of like, oh, now it doesn't have Prankster, so it can't just absolutely spam Will-O-Wisp and recover and whatnot, because it's still a threat to whatever you're going to want to bring in. Because now, instead of having Prankster, it's going to have Magic Bounce. So you can't. So stall teams are going to have a really hard time breaking Mega Sabeleye because of it. Because it's going to be able to reflect any toxic that you're going to try to throw at Mega Sabeleye. And right now, Mega Sabeleye has a 65 special attack stat. They'll probably, since they're saying they're going to boost defense and special attack, they're probably going to give defense like a 40-point buff, bringing it up to 115 base defense, and they're probably going to give the special attack a 60-point buff, bringing it up to 125. And while this doesn't seem that threatening because it'll only have a base 65 special defense, keep in mind that it gets access to a Will-O-Wisp, so it can go fully specially defensive and just burn any physical threat that comes in, and shrug off hits with its massive physical defense. Additionally, with it has access to Nasty Plot, meaning that if it does get the base 125 special attack that I just speculated, and I have no reason to back that number up. It's just me arbitrarily reaching out and trying to grab at numbers and grasp at straws and whatnot. Then that's gonna be really scary after a Nasty Plot, because it's gonna be able to hit with things like Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball and stuff like that. That's going to be able to dish out a lot of damage, as well as being able to recover stuff off, or recover any damage off that you want to give it. So that would be a potential moveset for Mega Sabeleye, because you get a Recover, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse. If it gets Dark Pulse, I think it gets Dark Pulse. Does it get Dark Pulse? Let me double check here. Yes, it does get Dark Pulse. And recover. So it would basically be a Nasty Plot set, and that'd be very, very terrifying to deal with, because even if you're running like minimal special attack investment, you're still gonna get a lot out of base 125 special attack. That's still gonna hit like an absolute truck after your ability to like set up a couple of Nasty Plots. But keep in mind that an offensive Mega Sabeleye isn't always going to be the best route. We may have found the first effective utility Mega that could possibly make it to OU. And why is having a utility Mega important, one might ask? Well, so far we have like hyper offensive mons like Mega Pinsir. We have like more defensively predicated mons like Mega Venusaur. And then we have more like bulky offense or Megamons, Mega Pokemon, like Mega Scissor. However, we have still yet to find like a solid in-between matchup there, where it's like, oh, this Pokemon doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh yeah, we need it to hit for a lot of power, and it's going to fit into kind of a unique slot to where it's going to be so versatile that a lot of people probably won't be expecting the utility side of Mega Sabeleye. So if it does get this buff to defense and special attack, it's going to be able to hit you with a stab, shadow balls, in between being able to like will-o-wisp you and recover off any damage you want to throw at it. And it's going to be able to run basically max special defense, max HP as a utility set, burn any physical attackers, recover off any damage you want to do to it, hit you with shadow balls in between you getting blasted by all this residual damage, and then you can throw another random move on there, whatever you want to go with, whether it be something like Dark Pulse, whether it be Toxic, or whether you could even go Foul Play, but I probably wouldn't go Foul Play. You could run a Calm Mindset even. You could I don't think this thing gets taunt, but you could run a Shadow Sneak for priority. You can run a lot of really different things, and I think that is going to be the beauty of Mega Sabeleye, something that we really haven't seen effectively added to any Mega Pokemon so far. Like, we've had maybe Mega Bannet, which is like, alright, well, this is kind of a utility Mega. Like, we all see what they were going for, something that can come in, hit hard with like a base 125 attack, do some serious damage, taunt things, and then go for the Prankster Destiny Bond, and at least take out one Pokemon. And I guess that's sort of utility. But when you look at the end of the day, like, that thing's like chilling down there in RU. Like, with Sableye, because of its stat distribution, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying this thing has like A+ stats and it's going to be confirmed for OU, but it has a base stat total of 380 right now. It's going to be 480 after, or it's going to be somewhere close to 480 after the Mega, because they are dropping speed. But like, that's very threatening, because like, while it only has 50 HP and 50 speed at a 65 special attack, which is going to get a huge buff, and then it's going to get a huge buff to defense, like, you're looking at a very well-rounded Pokemon after like being able to Will-O-Wisp things, because you can remedy any physical attack or physical defense weaknesses with Will-O-Wisp, as well as be able to absolutely block out special attackers by just being able to run max special defense. Like, this is the utility Mega that a lot of fans have been asking for, something that would be akin to like a Mega Weezing in terms of utility Megas. So that is, and last, how it's going to impact the metagame. I think Mega Sabeleye is going to impact the metagame, not in a huge way, but I do think it's going to leave a mark on OU, because people will use this thing in OU. I do think it's going to be good enough to be used in OU, simply because of like the past reputation it has and the good like status move pool, along with coupled with a great ability in Magic Bounce. Like, some people are saying, "Oh man, it's going to be terrible because it doesn't have Prankster," but don't sleep on Magic Bounce, guys. Trust me. But I do think this is going to be one of the best answers to any sort of stall, because the most famous stall team out there right now, that's probably one of the best stall teams ever, is a TFL stall team with Skarmory, Chansey, Mega Venusaur, Quagsire, Heatran, and I'm forgetting one other Pokemon that they have. I'm going to look this up right now so I don't feel like an idiot. Let me see. I'm pulling it up here. So this team peaked at number 1 on the ladder, but he also won 49 matches in a row with this stall team. Oh, okay. The last member is a physically defensive Crocodile. But when you look at this team, a lot of what this team aims to do is wear down people with things like Toxic Stall. Crocodile, while it doesn't utilize Toxic Stall, it has Taunt, which could be an issue for Mega Sabeleye. But actually, no, it's not going to be an issue for Mega Sabeleye, because it can Magic Bounce back the Taunt. Knockoff isn't going to do that much to it. Crocodile can set up its rocks, but Mega Sabeleye can just Willow and shut down its Earthquake. With a Mega Venusaur, it doesn't run Toxic, But if you run max special defense, there's not a whole lot this thing's going to do to you because Mega Sableye comes in, burns it, and then can just simply recover stall with the combination of Shadow Ball and wear this thing down. With Skarmory, it has Roost, Defog, Taunt, and Counter. Counters for Mega Mawile. This thing gets completely shut down by Mega Sabeleye. Quagsire has Toxic, Haze, Scald, and Recover. Max Special Defense remedies that really well because you burn it and or Toxic and whittle it down while you bounce back anything it wants to go for. And then you have Chansey, who has a Wish, Heal Bell, Soft Boiled, and Seismic Toss. Cannot touch Mega Sableye whatsoever. And then Gengar, who is a former member of the team, with Taunt, Substitute, Will-O-Wisp, and Shadow Ball, still can't do anything to Mega Sabeleye. So I do think that is going to be Mega Sabeleye's biggest impact on the metagame, is that it's going to absolutely destroy most forms of stall that don't carry a reliable Mega Sabeleye check. And whether GameFreak intentionally has added Mega Sabeleye with Magic Bounce in order to nerf stall, or whether it just kind of worked out that way, I do think it is kind of interesting, and it shakes a lot of things up because a lot of people have said, oh, the only way to like consistently win matches is stall, and that creates a very slow environment around the singles metagame. And I think Mega Sabeleye really has the potential to speed a lot of it up. Like, it's going to be a great stall breaker. But other than that, guys, thank you for tuning in to this video. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure, please make sure to leave a like on the video and answer today's comment question of the day, which is, what do you guys think about them giving GameFreak giving Mega Sabeleye Magic Bounce? You've heard my thoughts. What are yours? And with that, please make sure to subscribe if you guys are enjoying the constant content, and I will catch you guys on the flip-flop.